The Conjuring films are very grounded in sort of a real-time period, right? Because, based on the true life story of the Warrens. And so, one of the things we wanted to capture with with the Conjuring films is to kind of keep the documentary kind of quality about it. It's very Americana-centric of that period in the 70s, 60s, and 80s. What we felt would be fun is with the spin-offs, especially with the nun spin-offs, is to kind of like go back to ancient Europe to try and give the movie a different look to the Conjuring films. So even though it's part of the Conjuring universe, it has its own flavor. And going to sort of more old Europe really gives the demon nun like this sort of ancient evil quality to her. And I think, it really helps the film out tremendously. Kayla Cooper is someone that we love, that we had worked very closely on Megan and then on the Malignant film. And so we want to keep her within the family. And so we brought her into the Conjuring world. And she loved this world. And she's such a big horror fan. And she totally understood what it was that we were going for. And that was something important for her to try and, kind of play, in a world that is somewhat established already, but kind of still bring her own tone and style to it. And that's what she did with the script for this film. The Conjuring universe in general tend to be very sort of female-centric. It has this sort of maternal quality to it that, everything's kind of sort of seen through the eyes of Lorraine, of motherhood. And even the first Conjuring, the antagonist was this witch that possessed the mother of this family. So it has a very sort of maternal tone to it. And it's something that, I've always been very fascinated by and wanted to kind of keep it going with all the sort of Conjuring universe films. Part of the vision for this movie is truly from Michael Chaves. He having, made a few movies now, and he made the last Conjuring film, Conjuring 3. And so he came into The Nun 2 with a very strong vision, and that's all credit to him for, for kind of finding his footing as a filmmaker. We all do that. We learn from the first movie, and then we learn from our second movie, and then we learn from the third movie. And I've really seen Michael grow as a filmmaker, and getting the confidence that he needs to do the things that he wants to do, and the scares, the tone, the performances of the actors. That's all Michael, and it's great for me as a producer, championing these sort of young upcoming filmmakers, and to see them kind of grow and eventually become adult filmmakers, and then you say goodbye to them, and then now they go off to college, and then they go off into the real world. I'm just very proud and honored to be able to work with talented filmmakers like Michael, and to see them grow and to see what they bring to these films. I think for horror fans, she really captured the zeitgeist. The idea of a demonic nun, there's just something about her, that is very unique, very striking, and very simple to understand as well. And I do think the whole cosplay nature of her really lent itself to her longevity, because she's a very easy one to dress up as right, the creepy demon nun, like the costume and then just a bit of the painted face. So I know she's a bit of a fan favorite in the cosplay community, cosplay world, especially around Halloween. They will get to see the continuation of the nun character, and more importantly, the Sister Irene character in Frenchie as well. There were two characters that people actually really enjoyed and liked from the first movie, and so we're continuing the story with them. And I think there is something to be said, especially in today's, sort of semi-nostalgic world where we appreciate, I guess, legacy sequels. And in some way, this is a sequel that is a bit of a legacy sequel to The First Nun. The First Nun came out quite a while ago. And the fact that we're able to bring everyone back to it and expand on this world, expand on the story is very exciting.